There is a village in the UK that officially does not exist. No warning signs. No evacuation order. No record of a disaster. Yet until 1987, it appeared clearly on Ordnance Survey maps. Then one year, it was gone. Not crossed out. Not renamed. Removed. The roads still lead to where it should be. They just stop. If you try to visit the location today, people report the same things. Sudden nausea. Disorientation. Missing time. And the overwhelming sensation that something unseen is very politely asking them to leave. The village itself had no unusual reputation. A few dozen houses. A chapel. A pub. Surrounded by quiet farmland. Nothing strategic. Nothing valuable. But historians comparing archived maps notice something unsettling. From the 1940s through the mid-1980s, the village appears consistently. Roads. Footpaths. Property lines. Then in the 1987 revision, there is only blank space. When Ordnance Survey was questioned years later, the response was vague. Administrative changes. Map rationalization. But no other settlement in the area vanished the same way. Only this one. Urban explorers eventually tried to reach the site. Most never made it far. They describe feeling fine on the approach, then suddenly dizzy. Nauseous. Disoriented. Several lost between 10 and 40 minutes of time. Phones stayed powered on. Cameras kept recording. But the footage was corrupted, blurred, or missing entirely. One hiker later described it like this. It felt like someone was standing just behind me, smiling, and gently suggesting that I didn't want to be there. Not threatening. Just firm. Satellite images only deepen the mystery. Because something is still there. From above, you can see structures. Straight lines that don't match old buildings. Circular clearings where houses once stood. And an area of ground discoloration that doesn't align with farming or erosion. Thermal imaging shows irregular heat patterns. Not hot. Not cold. Inconsistent. No government department claims ownership. No military base. No research facility. No private development. On paper, the land is nothing. So what happened? There are three dominant theories. The first is the government. Cold War testing. Psychological experiments. National security. The UK has relocated communities before. And erasing a village from maps would be simple. But there are no compensation records. No rehousing paperwork. No legal trail. Dozens of families don't vanish quietly. The second theory points to private power. A corporation. A contractor. A research group. Something valuable beneath the village. But there is no ownership record. No shell companies. No financial paper trail. And if it were private security, there would be fences. Signs. Guards. Not nausea. The third theory is the one most people dismiss. Aliens. Not invaders. Observers. The symptoms reported by visitors match close encounter cases worldwide. Non-hostile deterrence. A presence that doesn't want interaction, but also doesn't want discovery. And in 2019, a declassified Ministry of Defense memo surfaced. Most of it was redacted. But one sentence remained. Continued co-location with civilian population is no longer considered mutually beneficial. Co-location. Not occupation. Coexistence. Investigators believe the village wasn't removed. It was invited. In the late 1940s, something non-human made contact. Quietly. They weren't interested in invasion. They were interested in us. Our behavior. Our societies. The village became a shared space. A long-term observation site. People lived there, unaware they were part of something larger. In return, the visitors shared technology. Not weapons. Control systems. Methods to influence perception and emotion. Tools meant to stabilize populations. But governments don't resist power for long. The technology was tested elsewhere. On crowds. On unrest. What was meant to calm was repurposed to control. The visitors noticed. And they left. No war. No retaliation. They simply withdrew. But the systems beneath the village were too integrated to remove. Too dangerous. So the solution was secrecy. Erase the village. Let the land itself deter visitors. The nausea people feel is residual influence. The time loss is cognitive desynchronization. And the polite feeling of being asked to leave is not aliens anymore. It's automated containment. Still running. Still studied. Still adapted. The visitors are gone. But the technology remains. And every year, similar systems quietly appear elsewhere. Not erased towns. Moments. Sudden calm. Unexplained hesitation. Places where people stop asking questions. So if you ever find yourself somewhere that feels wrong, not scary, just gently unwelcoming, listen to that instinct. Because whatever was there before us learned something very well. How to make us leave. Without ever knowing we were pushed.